Welcome back. As promised, today we have Russian Rivers Sour Ales, Porter, and Blonde Ale for a blind taste test. As you can see, I cannot. Mary is behind the camera today. She has poured the beers and numbered them and numbered the bottles so that way we can know which one's which. I am going to be smelling the beer, tasting the beer, rating the beer. I've had some of these before. Some are aged in red wines, some are aged in white wines. One's a porter, so I didn't want the color to influence my rating. And since I've had some before, I probably have thoughts about which ones are better than others already. I'm pretty excited about it. I know Mary is pretty excited about it too.
I'm excited.
So that's enough talking. Let's get to drinking. All right, first up, we've got this one. Gonna go to the nose here. Ooh. This one smells like wine, honestly. I feel like Daredevil right now. My other senses are heightened. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, my first thought was white wine, but now it's almost smelling fruity. Maybe a little bit of oak in there, and this is so odd. This is so crazy, because part of me saying cherry, and then I'll sniff it again, and I'll be like, apricot? Peach? So, let's see how it tastes. A lot of oak. Nicely tart. Very nice tartness there. Definitely on the fruitier side of things. I mean, yeah, like it tastes like it might have had added fruit in there. I know there's a few that I think do have the added something. This one's really nice. This is one I feel like comfortable saying that Mary would like too. I would give this 4.75. Next up, we've got whatever the bottle says there in front of me. The nose. I mean, definitely smells different than the last one. Hard to say what though. I would say there's less oak and less wine on this. This is more funky. Yeah, definitely a little more funkiness to it. The other one had some stone fruits there. This one's more like a white grape, or yeah, funky white grapes. Let's taste it. Okay. First thing off, nowhere near as sour as the last one. It is a little funky, but not as much as I would think by smelling it. A lot of oak here, and not a lot of like fruit or flavor punching through. There's something there, but it reminds me of like if there was no citrus and you took a bite of the grapefruit peel and it was just that bitter kind of taste. That's what it reminds me of. Not undrinkable, not terrible, not my favorite out of the two I've had so far. I would give this a solid 3.75. Moving right along, we've got this one. Oh, this is a horse of a different color. This one's almost like, it's not funky. There's a fruitiness to it, but it smells darker, if that makes sense. It's less in the brighter, fruitier side of things, and more of like the darker fruits area. Yeah, darker fruit. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, maybe like a chocolatiness. I don't know. Very interesting. Yeah. Palette is definitely chocolate, I think. This is so weird. Yeah, it's like a fruit, chocolate covered fruit. That's what it is. I'm having a hard time picking out what fruit, but definitely chocolate covered fruit. Not really sour, and then there's like a lingering bitterness that comes on afterwards. That kind of reminds me of like a hazy IPA almost. I know it's not, but that's just the feeling I get afterwards. Yeah, tasting this one, honestly, not the best. Not the greatest thing I've ever had. It's interesting. It's different than things that I'm used to. But unfortunately, I'd give this a 3.25. All right, we got the next one here. All right, now we're back to the land of the fruits. Possibly grapes again. This one is interesting though. It's like candy sweet almost. Yeah, like a candy sweetness to it. It reminds me of the cotton candy grapes a little bit. Let's see how it tastes. Okay. Fruity taste, a little bit of tartness. That kind of sticks with you, which is nice. Definitely getting oak or some kind of barrel in there. I don't know if I can pinpoint the fruit. Maybe like a grapey, watery type of fruit. But then it's like sour, so it's like sour grapes almost. This one's really, really good, tasty. I'd give this one a 4.5. Oh, we're halfway there. Let's sniff this one. Beer number 5 has the least amount of aroma out of all of them. Not a lot here on the nose, honestly. I mean, I really got to get deep down in there to get, I don't know, wine, like a white wine, maybe. Let's see how it tastes. Okay, this one to me is a departure from all the other ones so far. This is the only one I thought that I might be able to pick up on, even though I'm blind. This, to me, Mary, don't say anything, but I'm gonna guess this is Damnation, just because I think out of all of them, it's the only one that's like a. Well, there was one like barrel-aged Pilsner on there, but I think that one's still gonna be sour. My money thinks this is Damnation, but I don't know. The flavor on it is more of like a really, really smooth, just beer. If Mary was here, she'd say, this is just a beer. Because there's not a lot else popping out. I'm not getting oak like I am in the other ones. I'm not getting a lot of fruit, if any. This is just a smooth, tasty beer, honestly. And I would give it maybe a 3.5. All right, next up we've got this little beauty. Ooh. Okay, we're back to the land of like sweet candy smells again. Okay, now I'm picking up a little bit of funkiness. Yeah, more in like that stone fruit peaches kind of way, that kind of funky. Definitely interesting. Let's see how it tastes. Okay, there's a tart punch at the beginning that doesn't stay very long, but it's welcome. This is another one that's like in that Brettanomyces funky kind of way. It's more just sour. I don't think anything was added. I mean, maybe grapes, like those white like grapes, maybe some Syrah grapes. This is reminding me of one that the brewery does that Mary and I enjoy. That's just raw grapes, nice little tart punch. But this one doesn't linger as long as that one. Yeah, this one's a tasty little guy right here. I would give this a 4. I think it's solid. But there's been a few, 2 or 3 that have been better. All right, we've got lucky number 7. Huh. This is another one that honestly there's not a big scent to it. I would say maybe some like funkiness there. Maybe cherry. But yeah, like a funky fruit berry-ish kind of scent is what I'm getting. That's nice. Not overly tart. I mean, I don't know, maybe a 2 out of 10 on the tartness scale. But yeah, like, maybe this one's supplication. It's got like a tart berry or a tart cherry note to it. Maybe raspberry, if I thought that something had raspberries in here. It's tasty. Honestly, I would want this to be more tart. I think there's only been 1 or 2, maybe 3 here that I've had the tartness level probably about right for me. This one could use a cranking up on that. I would give this a 4.25. Last and hopefully not least, we have this one. The alcohol is kicking in, ladies and gentlemen. I almost don't know where I am anymore. Ooh. Bigger nose on this one. Once again, oak and funkiness coming through. I don't know. Hard to say what's on this one. This one's another one. It could also be supplication based on what I'm smelling. Maybe cherries, something in that berry area. But mostly funkiness. Let's see how it tastes. Oaky bitterness is this one. Now I know Beatification's one of these, and I'll be interested to see where that one ends up. I don't know if it's this beer or not. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying this is the last one, and it's weird. It definitely leaves like a woody taste in my mouth after finishing a sip. But the beginning is like a white grapes kind of, not quite a wine. I think the oak barrels really hide any kind of these wine grapes or anything like that. It makes it more like woody and kind of like chewing on the end of a popsicle. It still has a little bit of that flavor that's been soaked in by the wood, but it's just that kind of popsicle stick flavor. I would give this one probably a 3.5. Alright, that wraps up the smelling and tasting portion. Well, off camera, Mary and I are going to determine if there's any ties, and she's going to have me taste those again, and I'm just going to rearrange those, and then we'll come back and we'll see what I rated them all and what the order is. Alright, well, once I was blind, now I can see. And I've got the results in front of me. Honestly, pretty surprising. Some because it kind of affirms my taste for the ones that I like and the ones that I don't. Last place, coming in at 8 out of 8, is Damnation at a 3.25. Honestly, not a bad beer. I've had it a few times already. It's just not my favorite of this lineup, and I think blind taste testing really shows that. It is the most affordable one out of all of them, though, so that kind of sucks for me. Number 7 and number 6, we had a tie I had to break here. Both rated at a 3.5. Number 7 was Sanctification. And number 6 was Temptation. 6 during the tiebreaker had more tartness to it and a little bit more flavor. And so that really that broke the tie there for me at that 3.5 mark. Number 5 was Propitiation. This is the sour porter, and that one, honestly, I think I tasted it and I was like, this is wild. Now, I don't know if that's the one I thought it was, but it definitely tasted, I think, different than all the others. I gave it a 3.75. That's exciting. The first time I've ever had that beer. Like I said, it took me a while to find it and for them to make it and ship it down here. So really happy that I enjoyed that one enough. Coming in at number 4 here, we're getting into the A category. This is Beatification. It was a solid 4. So that's nice. I mean, that one I explained in the video. Harder to get. They gave it to a lot of bottle shops and stuff, but then you had to buy other Russian River products before you could even have a chance at buying that. Was it worth it at a 4? Probably not. But I go into more of that in the preamble video. In third place here, we're on the podium, is Intinction at 4.25. This was the Pilsner aged in Sauvignon Blanc barrels with Sauvignon Blanc grapes. White wine tasting one. This, honestly, it surprises me because I don't remember how much I liked it before, but giving it a 4.25 definitely tells me I like it. And blind taste testing, it was so hard for me to try and separate. Like, I know some of them were like one was Chardonnay, and then others were Sauvignon Blanc, different types. Like, some are just the grapes, stuff like that. So I'm really happy to see this one here. And silver medal, second place, goes to Consecration, Mary. That's number 4 for you. 4.5. This one, honestly, is not that big of a surprise. This is the ale aged in Cabernet Sauvignon with black currants. It's got to be one of the ones where I said there was fruit. It was probably darker. It's one that I remember liking a lot. And yeah, I'm just glad to see that my taste is affirmed through a blind taste test here. And in first place, as I hoped, number 1, 4.75 rating, is Supplication. Now, in my preamble video, I talked about how out of all of these beers in front of me today, this one was the first one that I ever tried on tap, and it was my favorite. It was super good, blew me away. And I gave it a 4.75 today, not a 5. I've given it a 5 in the past. But blind, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that rating. Yeah, the cherries, just at the end of the day, it's just different, and it's a winner. And there's your podium, ladies and gentlemen. We've got bronze, silver, gold. Super excited to have done this video. Thank you to Mary for putting up with me and blindfolding me and pouring all the beers. And we'll get her thoughts on that in a separate video. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, share the video with your friends, comment down below how you would rate these beers in your mind. I know everyone's palate's different. Everyone's going to have different thoughts on it. But honestly, I think just the more fruity ones probably won out for me. It seems like in the more sour it was is probably the more I liked it. A lot of them were kind of flat, and so it didn't really bring a lot to the table. That does it for today's blind taste test. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. And if you want to be notified when Mary's thoughts come out, click that bell icon down below. And until next time, I'm a Brewmature, trying every beer from around the world, one sip at a time.